this world has evil gangs, not just physical, but spiritual also. They are not spiritual. It's just that in the spiritual domain, they can take the karma of the disciples, which I have to take within myself. They use that to abuse me, to make a lot of trouble for me, threaten me, my life even, many different kinds of things. But I noticed that they stole my method, but talk very well about it, using glorious words which I did not know before. Change a little bit, just to make it look like something else. But some people, so ignorant, can't even see it. That's how he attracts those people, and then use them to harm my disciples even, some innocent ones and vulnerable ones, because they are trusting, because they know that my disciples are honest, trustworthy. They didn't know some are not disciples, just pretend to be disciples, come in, steal the method, steal my talk, steal my teachings, make it their own, to cheat people for their own financial profit and fame. Even I also did not know such people existed. I gave initiation to anyone who came, and was happy to do it because I know they will be liberated. They know God. They will be with God. They remember God, worship God, thanking God every day. So they make themselves God nearness, and slowly regain their God quality within. A spark of God, of course, a part of God. And then they will become mingled with God, or stay with God in heaven. No more suffering, no more pain, no more any unpleasant things that ever happen to them again. If they continue the path of Kuan Yin meditation that I taught them. Many other things I taught them also. It's not just a method, of course, but daily, to remind them to meditate, remind them to be moral, to keep upright, to remember God. I have learned to talk faster now because even though I live in a wilderness, far from human neighbors, but you still can hear, noise from cars or from whatever not. So now and then I have to stop quickly and I have to talk fast. It doesn't affect my intention to you anyway. So people can use commercializing methods and ways of dealing like business, to make themselves famous and trustworthy, but they are not. In contrast to me, I just talk the way I talk, just to tell you what it is. I don't try to polish my words or try to make it appetizing. You can see also my poems are mostly very, very simple. Even children can understand them, and that's what I wanted. That's what it should be. Why spend a lot of brain-cracking time to look into a dictionary to find words in order to patch them together to make it look, glamorous so people think that you are something? No, they are just an empty shell, just a suit. And sometimes they tell a man you're just a suit because it's just a suit that makes you look good, but you are nothing inside. Your own self is nothing. It is similar to the so-called guru, sat guru, whatever, and monks and priests and, thieves and robbers like Tang Tam and HB. But of course they are evil. That's why. They are from the opposite force of God. But they're going to be destroyed now. You see, one by one, they come out. They have to come out in the light so people can recognize them and avoid them, to protect themselves, at least, even if they don't believe in me, at least they protect themselves by avoiding these kinds of workers for demons, or demons themselves. You have to be careful that you don't trust the wrong person. That's all. Even if you don't follow me, I'm talking to the general public now. Even if you don't believe in me, you don't follow me, okay, but protect yourself. Try to avoid the evil people. And if you can see their aura, it's all dark, but not everybody can see auras. Some people can see, some people cannot. And once you are in their snare, it's very difficult to get out. Some of my so-called disciples even believe in them before, because they believe in me. They thought For example, Tantam is my successor. How can that be? I was still so young and working. I'm still working now and giving initiation. I still give initiation. Some people just like it to be faster, cheaper, easier, so they just go to Tantam. He doesn't care if you eat vegetarian, vegan or not. And for some people, it takes too long to wait for my jewelry delivery. I just go to this Tantam group and buy it faster, but it's fake. It's falsified and fake. So you can't just always go against the real thing. Even if you have to wait long, you will have the things, the real ones, real jewelry. Just like you have to be vegan and take the 5 moral precepts in order to be my so-called disciple, God's disciple. But it costs you nothing. That's the way you should live your life. Being moral, being good, being God faithful, and helping others, yes? And don't kill any humans and animal people. That's the way you should live your life. If everybody lives according to my teachings, our world is peaceful, rich, prosperous, and happy for everyone. But sadly, not everyone listens. Even monks, nuns, priests still consume, use animal people products, disregarding the heartbreaking pain and suffering of these God's innocent beings. Not only they create hell, karma for themselves, they also spread evil examples for the faithful of God. It's horrifying to see and witness. If our world cannot withstand punishment, the so-called holy monks, nuns, priests have to take a big part of blame for that, because they create huge dark force of evil, killing energy, which is harming this world, knocking it out of balance. And on top of that, all these demons in the form of humans are working fervently to harm me, to harm my followers, and making life on earth even more miserable with their own, coupled with these dark energies, and make their countries become more prone to disasters like floods and storms and all that, killing people, destroying people's properties. They are everywhere. They walk around. They smear their bad energy everywhere. And some don't eat a lot, and you think they are holy. No. They don't need a lot of food because they eat humans' life force. That's why they run around. And people follow them and become harmed, become sick, die without explanation. And the country will be flooded here and there, and storms and disasters and more criminals and more chaos and more war threats with neighbor countries. But there's not much I can prove unless they practice spiritually and then they can see it themselves. These things are not provable by human standards. So that's why I have to keep talking to you, to remind you, to meditate, to always be connected with God, with heavens, with this universal power which has been awakened within you at the time of initiation. And now for my team, I remind you again, you must go together to meditate. It's better for you, okay? It's better. The moment you set your intention of walking toward the meditation hall, blessing already comes washing over you. God's heaven are notified of your intention, your noble intention and presence. I know you work a lot, you work very hard, because I'm working with you, I know that. You send to me every day sometimes 20 or more pickups to take care of. Some pickups are very long and complicated, difficult. And even now and then I have to deal with this kind of falsified jewelry and robbery of people's money, peace, and spiritual aspiration even, like Tantam. And, oh my God. Okay, from now on, if nothing more concerning them, I don't want to even think of them, don't want to mention their name anymore because it makes me sick. It makes me feel the pain of all the people that they robbed, physically, emotionally, financially, safety-wise. Oh my God, there are no words to describe all this pain in my heart. So you, especially my other so-called disciples, my God's disciples, have to meditate the prescribed hours, okay, in order to survive first, not to talk about even going to heaven. But you do go to heaven during your meditation, okay? Yeah, and how high heaven depends also on your sincerity, your diligence, and your karma. Now, most of the karma already erased at the time of my giving you initiation through God's mercy. But you have to continue because every day you work in this world, you are in this world, you are connected with people, whether you like it or not, realizing it or not. You have karma from them. It's collective karma, you see? Individual karma is yours. And collective karma is from your families, your friends, your clans, your village, your town, your province, your country, and your world, your physical world, this world. Yes, and the things you eat, the things you wear, also give you karma. If you have to buy something old or people already used it, you must wash it well. Put some salt on it first, then rinse it and then wash with soap. And then you have to hang it in the sun, anything, even furniture, for 3 days with sunlight before you use it. It's better. So you disconnect yourself with the karma of the old owner, okay? So the karma doesn't rub off on you, doesn't add on to your physical daily connecting karma already. And you must meditate. For my workers, especially the in-house, you should come together and meditate on time. You designate one person every day and take turns to wake up everyone, because sometimes you hear the alarm but you don't get up and shut it because you're just too deep in your sleep. Sleep is good, you need to rest, but meditation is very important. Sometimes if you go walk out a little bit and you're not drowsy, sleepy anymore, fresh air wakes you up, and then you go in and meditate. In the meditation hall, do not spare money. Keep it warm, okay? Use a gas stove or electric central heating or heaters to keep yourself warm, so it's comfortable. Because you came from a warm bed. If you go to the meditation hall, maybe you feel too cold and restless, so you keep yourself warm, or buy those warm packets and keep them in your hands, on your solar plexus, or behind you somewhere to keep yourself warm. And a warm blanket, you must buy a big, thick, warm blanket, okay? You must buy it. Everything you buy is on the house, on me anyway, so please take care of yourself and wear warm clothes. In winter, you wear double trousers, double upper shirts. Wear a cardigan or pullover. When it's too hot, you can take it off. When you go out, you wear a jacket. Make sure you keep yourself healthy. Breathe in fresh air whenever you go out. Look at the greenery whenever you can. It's good for your eyes because you have to concentrate on the computer all day. It hurts my eyes also. It dries my eyes, and I try to wash them with water. Sometimes, oh God, I don't know how long already since I did it. I forgot, and I keep working and I forgot. when I'm done, I forget and I'm tired, so I didn't do it. But if you can remember or put a tape somewhere, chamomile tea, cold. Chamomile tea, they put it in sachets. So if you boil these sachets and put them in the fridge, and then you put it on your eyes, then it will help. Drink also healthy tea like chamomile tea, goji berry tea, many other teas, herbal teas. That's good for you, okay? Not too much caffeine from tea or coffee. For the workers, for the Supreme Master Television, or for our business of any kind, you must meditate 4 hours per day. For other disciples, they meditate 2.5 hours, okay, but the more you meditate, the better, of course. And do the Kuan Yin. Make sure you know when to stop the light and do the sound, the wondrous sound, inside sound, eternal sound. Eternal light, eternal sound. You must have it as your company, as your best friend, as your partner. Otherwise, you cannot avoid suffering in this world, and you will go very low in heaven later on. And when you're in heaven, you can see everything. You will feel very, very regretful to not have profited from the time when you were in the physical body. Here on earth, when you meditate, it's 100,000-fold more meritorious than in heaven. Because in heaven, you don't have to struggle with anything. You don't have to contribute anything. So your merit is difficult to earn. And it takes long time to step up to the next level. Okay? Here on earth, you can see sometimes you go so fast. Initiation, a couple of years later, you're already on the 4th level, above the 3rd level, above the cycle of life and death. Even on the 3rd level, you will be recycled again. And God knows where you will be in the next reincarnation. You must be happy, grateful, because you have this Kuan Yin meditation method imparted to you directly from God, from heaven, okay, through the Master. Many so-called gurus, if they are on the 3rd level, it's already lucky for you to find them. They can talk well, because if you are on the 2nd level, you can talk very well already. You're eloquent already. But, for normal mind, yeah? Maybe for Kuan Yin practitioners, they know this is nothing much. They can discern it immediately. But only after they already got initiated into the Kuan Yin meditation method. Normal people, it's very difficult for them to find out who's who. Because the people who speak eloquently, behave, dignifiedly, that doesn't mean that they are highly enlightened. Because if you reach the astral level, you look good already, If you're on the 2nd level, even low 2nd level, you can talk very well. Because that is the level where the mind is made, intellect and all that. So you can dig it out and talk. But that doesn't mean you know a lot about higher spiritual realms. And you can talk, of course, if you copy when I talk on the Supreme Master Television, my video tapes and my books. You can copy that and talk. But you're all empty shells. You're nothing inside. You can't bless people. You can't uplift people. You cannot liberate them. Not even your own self. But all these so-called priests and monks and Sadgurus abound. What can I do? I try my best to tell the truth. And my heart is very painful to think about the people who are still sinking in this kind of cycle. But what else can I do? I can't sleep, I can't eat well, I can't meditate sometimes even because of thinking of all this pain of the people and animals and all beings in this world and other planets as well. I can only do my best in my allotted time. And I'm not just doing the initiations and taking care of disciples visibly, invisibly, but I have to work as an editor for Supreme Master Television as well. I have to check also what can be shown on TV, what not, because some topics are not all that important and wasting people's time. We're not there to entertain people. It's expensive to have a TV like ours, so we can't even talk about that. We can't even afford to have just any nonsense. So that's why sometimes I'm also kind of strict to my people, and I sincerely apologize. Yeah, okay? Sometimes I cut your work or delete some of your writing and all that. But it has to be done, okay? We have to give the best, the important ones and the helpful ones to the people and other beings on this planet. And be happy that I'm still here working with you, for your friends and relatives, family members and ancestors, and even future generations from your clan, up to 9 generations generally and more. It depends on who you are and what clan you have and what kind of work you do also and where you live, all kinds of things, your karma. So you must meditate, okay? I know it's hard to get out of the warm bed, but make several alarms and put the alarm far away from you. So you have to get up and shut it off and go out, wash your face, brush your teeth, breathe in fresh air, walk down the hall to meditate. Because if we don't have enough power and wisdom inside, whatever we do, it's just lower class. You see, we can't offer our best if we don't have it. So please, do meditate. Don't take it for granted. Don't be slacking on that. Don't lag behind. You have the chance. When it's meditation time, if it's truly not urgent, you have to go to meditate and come back work again later, yes? I know sometimes we have to work crazily. I know that. Me too. But we have to meditate. And remember that you're not the only one, okay? At least I'm with you in the same situation or even worse. So think about that. And you have to support yourself. You have to encourage yourself, inspire yourself to do the right things. The best thing in the world is to meditate on this Kuan meditation way. The best for you. That's the best thing you could do for yourself. So do not deprive yourself from this best blessing, most treasured thing that you could have for yourself, that nothing can destroy. No one can take away from you. And no one can stop you from going to heaven. Every day and hereafter. Please. Very important. Okay? Very important. Wake up. Take your warm pad with you if it's winter. Buy more blankets or sleeping bag if you have to. Buy the thick blanket that I bought for my dog. You know, one side is velvet looking and the other side is puffy like lamb fur, you know, but it's not. It's just made of fleece or something. That's a very, very good one. Buy a big one, the biggest possible. Wrap it around you and wrap your head in it as well. Except your nose, yeah? And meditate. And you walk away from your room to the meditation hall with that warm blanket. Your body is already warm in it, okay? And then go meditate, please. People work harder than that. They climb the Himalayas, Mount Sumeru, Mount Everest. I don't know what for, but that's their passion. And outside people, sometimes they work many jobs, 2, 3 jobs in order to make ends meet to feed their family. Their sweat and tears are shed every day. Some people, laborers, carry very heavy bags every day, heavy furniture to move for other people in the moving companies. Some truck drivers, they have to drive day in, day out, many hours on end for thousands of kilometers, far away from their home, their loved wife and their loved children for many days, sometimes many weeks or months on end. So at least you can try to push yourself up and go meditate on time, okay? Together, group meditation is very important, even in your small group of different groups, in-house group or a remote group. Please remember, treat yourself the best. I have to confess to you, sometimes I want to shut down the Supreme Master Television even. Maybe I still do it, because I'm also very hard at work. And I'm also in a human's body. Sometimes the human body doesn't want to work so hard, so much. But I have to continue. I have to continue because my soul is mightier than my mind, and my mind is stronger than my body. So I just drive it on. Now, please remember, there are people who are in harder situation than us. We have a chance to have safety, to have a roof over our heads, to have food every day, and to have the most noble job in the whole universe to do. So the only thing more difficult is meditation, because you work hard. Sometimes you work day and night. Maybe now and then you can slack, if too tired, really drop dead. But you must go to meditate. You must push yourself up and meditate. We have 3 times meditation per day for in-house workers. You must adhere to it in order to keep yourself mentally smart, physically well, happiness on top. Okay? The food is not the only thing that you need. Meditation is better than all food. Even rather go hungry one meal, but don't miss meditation time. Otherwise, you do yourself a very bad deed. You have to do good deed as well. You see? Be vegan. Keep peace. Do good deeds. The first good deed you should do is to yourself. See? So you can't make yourself hungry, starving, and thirsty to the extent that your body will be weakened. Similarly, spiritually, your soul needs to meditate in order to keep up with your godlike inside quality. Otherwise, the soul will just sleep dormant, Then it's just like stone or tree. Please do meditate, okay? It's not an obligation. I don't want to control you and order you to meditate. But you should control yourself, order yourself to do good for yourself, for your spirit, for your soul. In the meditation time, you can remember God better, you see, and calm your mind down better. I know sometimes we have urgent work like flying news from me and all that, but even then you must meditate. There is nothing so urgent that you have to damage yourself for it, okay? Because if you're not well, how can you work continuously? Our work is very demanding. I know that. That's why I told you. It sometimes flashes in my mind that we should stop Supreme Master Television. Because sometimes I thought, nobody listens anyway. Not a lot of people listen. What for? I waste my time, my health, my wellness, my happiness, and my bliss in order to work hard like this. But it's just the mind talking. I will continue to work. But when I think of you working so hard, and sometimes you don't even shower for a long time because we just couldn't afford it, including myself. Even weeks on end, just a quick wiping maybe, but not a proper shower with shampoo hair and everything like that. But at least I'm alone. Nobody criticize me. Nobody would think that I smell bad or anything. I don't smell bad. Maybe because I just don't smell bad. So like this, even less clothes to wash and less shampoo to waste. But we can afford to forego all that, even physical comfort, physical appetite, and physical look. But we cannot afford to forego meditation time. It's good. You should be happy, lucky, and grateful that you have company with you, that you have time scheduled so that all can go together to meditate. Like this, you cannot be slacking. When you sit together, you meditate better. And it's all in one concentrated kind of huge energy that will help you in your spiritual progress as well. It will help you in your ambition for spiritual goals, for working to save the planet, to save the souls in God's mission. Because if you don't have strength, how can you lift others up? If you can't swim, how can you rescue a drowning person? Hey, you have to be spiritually mighty in order to do this job. The Supreme Master Television job is the most noble job that you can have, but it demands the most powerful spiritual inheritance in order to continue to spend it on this work. I often praise you, and I often thank you, and I often show my respect to you very much because I appreciate your work. It's not easy to leave the world outside there with all these so-called pleasures, temptations, girls, boys, and different choices of food anytime you want. You go to restaurants and all that. But for that, you also need to work outside. You have to go on time. No matter if you like it or not, you must go to your work for your company or even for your own company, for yourself. Even if it seems like the boss is not working, but he is working. He has to be responsible. He has to check in on the progress of work. You have to follow up with the workers and all kinds of paperwork, tax, income, outcome, and all that stuff. The boss has to really feel burdened and responsible for it. Even though he has employees to work, he must do his job as well. Being the boss or the chief is not that easy. And for my work, I know I work very hard, and sometimes I'm really tired physically, but I'm strong enough to take care. It's just the body sometimes. So you have to know that also. It's just the body sometimes. You must push yourself to meditate together in order to recharge yourself in all aspects, not just spiritually, but spiritually is the most important. You have to take care and nourish that. Otherwise, you'll be lacking behind because this work demands all your attention. And you have to put in a lot of energies, also some spiritual background, merit. So you have to regain it. You have to recharge yourself. Okay, this is a sacrifice we have to make. Working to save the world, to save souls. But we also have merits, heavenly merits, working for Supreme Master Television besides that. People work outside in the world and they are paid with money. Here we work and we just have some pocket money. We have everything we need anyway, at least. I'm not paid pocket money anyway. I just eat. And whatever old clothes I can take with me on the run, I wear them all the time. That's all. My spending is very little. With maybe $5, $6, $7 per day, you can live well already. Even less than that. But because of electricity and many other things, it's more expensive. Actually, I spend whatever I spend every day from $4 to $6 per day, including everything. Like telephone, electricity, solar panels, and water. I use rainwater. Oh, if I live near the stream, then I use the stream water. At the moment, I use rainwater. It's not that difficult. You just go with a big taxi. There are different taxis. There are some bigger taxis, smaller taxis. Or you can just ask some company to deliver for you. And the company, if they deliver for you, they don't have to know where you live. They just deliver somewhere near and you go pick them up. Those light plastic but food-grade containers, and you just put it outside your tent. And if your outer tent cover, it bends a little, then the water will run through that and go into your water container. And you can have several containers. If one container is full, then you fill the water in the other container with a hose or some bucket. You find a way to do it. Rainwater is clean, is good. And then you can use it. I use very little already because I don't have time to bath or shower a lot. And just drink. Even the rainwater is clean, it looks clean, but you need to filter it and boil it, or at least boil it before you drink. To filter is easy. You can use some cotton cloth, put it on top of the open mouth of your kettle or your cup, pour the water into it, and then you can boil it to drink. I use a metal cup like the one that you use in the ashram to eat, or in our meditation retreats, the metal cup. You can boil water with it as well. You can cook simple food. And for rice, you just buy the flask that keeps water hot for a long time. You wash the rice and you put the rice in it, rinse it with boiled water, rinse it out again, and then pour the boiled water into the flask and close it. After a few hours, you can eat. You check when it's soft, and you can eat the rice from the flask. You don't even need to cook. Because if you have only small solar panels and 1 or 2 batteries for it, then you can't afford to cook with an electric rice cooker. You can use a piece of wood and dig a hole, V-shape, the deepest you can in the ground. And one side of the V-shape is smaller, less big than the other side. The one side you put wood in, it has to be big enough. And the other side is smaller, so the coals, the burning coals, don't come out. If you live in the forest, I told you already how, okay? Dig the V-shape. The deep one is about 30 to 40 centimeters. And then both sides are higher up. When you put the wood in this higher side, the wood is slanted down. It burns very fast, and it doesn't need a lot of wood either. And the other side of the V-shaped oven mouth is smaller, so the smoke will come out of there, and very few fire sparks will come out. That's how safe it can be. And you can put even 2 pots on that kind of oven, a natural earth oven. Just put them directly on the edge, which is level with the ground. Put your pot on it, and put another kettle on the other next to it, and it will boil in no time. So you don't need electricity to cook. And you can use coals to warm yourself in your little tent. You don't put that in the tent. You put it in front of the door of the tent. Every tent has some piece of outer cover which is extended outside your zip door. You put it far away from your door a little bit, but still under that piece of protruding, you can go and awning, yeah? Then the warmth will go into your tent. And maybe sometimes too warm, and you have to remove it. Anyway, if you have a good thick anti-damp mattress with a silver surface, and you have good sleeping bag, you put on top of that, and use another sleeping bag or a big thick blanket to wrap yourself, then you'll be okay. Even at 10 degrees, you're okay. Even at 10 degrees, you're okay. Where I live, it could go down to 8 or 6 degrees. And a little snow sometimes, but very pleasant. Not a lot of snow, thank God. And I even have sun, so it's okay. So I have enough electricity to work. Just to work. Just to work, you have enough. With 1 battery, you can use it for 2 days even, for working on remastered television shows. I use it sparingly, and when I don't need the IT box, I also shut it off. I plan very carefully how to use the electricity. Up to now, it's like that. Of course, you can buy more electricity if you can carry it all in. You buy those big trolleys. Open trolley even. It doesn't have to be the shopping trolley. An open trolley and put your things in it, luggage, battery, solar panels, and just wheel it in where you live. Drag it in, pull it in. But you have to know where. You can't live too far from the street. You have to be within walking distance, so you don't have to carry it too far. And you don't have to wait too long for the taxi in the cold, for example, like that. You have to plan it well, okay? You have to know well where you're going, what you're doing, so you don't get lost in the forest either, yeah? Okay. Forests are very benevolent, very welcoming, with very loving arms, very caring, sympathetic energy, beaming, enveloping you and sending it to you all the time. You feel well. It's also the oxygen of it. Yes, of course. It's good for you. One of your brother in Austria said that his younger brother lived in the forest for 5 years. I never asked him how. Maybe I can ask him one day. But I hope you don't copy this lifestyle because it is not suitable for everyone. I also don't know much about how to live in the forest. It's just lucky for me because I know about solar panels and I can afford taxi, buses, and trains. But it's not an ideal life for everyone, okay? Please don't imagine it's all that good and comfortable. It's not. You just have to be resolute and you have to be used to it. You have to be strong in your spirit and spiritual practice as well. It's better even, yeah? I live intuitionally. I don't have much knowledge about the forest. But it's livable, it's good. I'm really happy, okay? I'm really happy. It's just that I work too hard, that's all. That's why sometimes I think of you. You work too hard. And because you follow me and you support my mission, the ideal, the noble ideal of it, and you sacrifice yourself. And I feel very guilty and bad and sympathetic for you also, even though I'm grateful as well, of course. That's why sometimes it flashes into my mind to just stop Supreme Master Television. But I can't do it, at least not yet. And I hope you still continue with me, okay? Because at least we still have a basic comfort, even in my situation. It's just the word karma makes me not very well sometimes, but it's doable, it's workable. By the way, whatever I remember about the forest, I have to tell you before I forget. If you live alone in the forest, you can't just bring anybody there, okay? Strangers, even taxis, they are trustworthy, but you never know. You never know, okay? This world can contaminate anybody and make a good person become crazy, become less than good, or become bad. So if you live alone, you cannot let the taxi go to your place. You have to choose the address nearby, within walking distance. Not too far, of course, and have your trolley ready. And you go with the taxi out, you go with the taxi in, go there only. And put all your things in your trolley. Let the taxi go away first, out of your sight, and you are out of his sight before you begin walking to your direction. Make sure nobody follows you. If somebody follows you, you just stop somewhere, you know, take a rest or hide in a bush or something until they leave. So nobody will know where you live if you live alone, okay? You can also use some pole to hammer it into the ground, like with iron poles or plastic poles. Hammer them into the ground on 4 sides. I just bought some iron fence and put the 4 poles on 4 sides. I mean, outside of your tent, a little bit far away from the tent, like live maybe 30, 50 centimeters away from your tent on all sides. And make to wrap around the tent, then wrap it on top of the poles also. So you have a fence all around you. You see? Wrap it around and tie it well. So at least you can avoid some animal people that run into your tent or bite your tent. Okay? Yes. By the iron fence or plastic fence, some are very strong also. Just wrap it around the pole, tie it very well. The pole has to be steady on the ground, very deep, okay? They have those pointed, sharp one-end poles, and you use a hammer or a big stone to hammer them down. And then you have to also add some poles in the middle of these 4 wood poles to keep the fold in like connected together. Because if just 4 poles are standing, then it might not be strong enough. You have to put another 4 horizontal ones to hold these 4 poles together. Make it at the bottom of the 4 poles and Also another one on top of the four poles. And the middle is empty. You can come in and out, but you make a door with this fence, connect it with the same fence. And just make a simple door, by attaching the end of that fence to a pole, a small pole, enough for you to tie it and hook it and lock it with a chain. So even if somebody comes for some reason, you can still have enough time to call the police. But it shouldn't be that way anymore, Nowadays, we are safe everywhere. I'm not going to show you what I did or how I did it, because every time I show you something, I can't stay there. Last time I showed you my little room, and then I had to leave. Any things I told you I eat or what, I had no more appetite for that anymore. Or I couldn't buy them anymore. So I live my life, you live yours. I support you, help you, rescue you, enlighten you. But I can't just keep losing my things. It's not about the things, it's about my safety related to it, I need to take care of my safety, security, so that I can continue to work for you, for the world, okay? I have also other work to do on other planets as well. I'm quite busy and I have to keep myself fit. The karma of the beings, especially human beings, can really flatten you, can really drag you down to a certain extent sometimes. I learned this with all these decades. I should not even go out with taxi or things like that, but I have to. Sometimes I have to, so it just has to be like that. I need to take care of my safety, security, so that I can continue to work for you, for the world. I have also other work to do on other planets as well. I'm quite busy and I have to keep myself fit. The karma of the beings, especially human beings, can really flatten you, can really drag you down to a certain extent sometimes. I learned this with all these decades. I should not even go out with taxi or things like that, but I have to. Sometimes I have to, so it just has to be like that. But mostly I'm alone and meditate intensely when I have time, mostly at night, early morning if I can have it, but sometimes I cannot because of work. Every day the work cannot be delayed because the next day other work comes. So I cannot say, oh, I do it tomorrow or I take a rest. Not possible at all. Not anymore, not anymore. When I have less disciples, I have more rest, I have more fun. It was more easygoing and I didn't know too much about this horrible situation that I would encounter. I did not know much about robbery from my own so-called disciples. I did not know so much about people who could come in just to rob the work that I do and make it profitable for themselves and even harm me in different ways, karmic way and reputation-wise, financial-wise, all kinds of things, health and headaches, worry, work, extra time consumed and lost. My kids so much trouble, so I have sleepless nights, all kinds of loss. Really, that's really not fair at all. But being a master, none of us have any easy time. So if anybody thinks that I really love my title, love this world, and love all that, I have nothing. I don't even think it's my title either. It's all God's arrangement and all the merit accumulated from time immemorial. So I don't even feel much, cannot even think much about the value of what I'm doing. Just very, very busy. I'm glad I'm not too young anymore. I'm old now, so it will not be long. If you wish me to stay long, I don't think I want to. I have to think of the Sakyamuni Buddha. Why would he want to stay long in this world anyway? Probably at that time it was easier to convert people and he didn't have to worry about housing or meals or tax or anything at all. And he did not have to take care of the whole world. He did not have to edit the Supreme Master television work. He did not have to worry about business and dependence on workers and every other related thing. And he didn't have to deal with Devadatta, who just stole his method and just have some followers and only tried to kill him. But that's all. And he took care of whoever came to him for refuge. But even then, there were also many wrong accusations and wrong blame put on him, like even a woman came and put a pillow in her stomach. Or whoever followed the Buddha to be a monk, they took care of themselves, They went out for alms and took care of themselves. And they just pick up some old clothes that people didn't want to make chasa simple for men, It's very easy. You don't even have to wear a lot. And India is warm. Nepal is warm most of the time. And so in the rainy season, he let himself and his monk just stay in a fixed place. He had an ashram offered to him, so they all have rooms and comfort. And the disciples who came and offered food to them during these rainy seasons. The Buddha was merciful, worried the monks would come out every day and get wet in the monsoon and rainy season. It could be very difficult to go for alms. So 3 months of the rainy season, they had retreat. They also came, got together and exchanged their spiritual experiences and tips and nice stories from their travel and all that. So it was a very nice kind of life, almost like in the beginning of my mission when I had just some hundreds of monks and nuns. We have barbecue every weekend. And we sing and we tell stories, play musical instruments and all that. And even we didn't have a lot of money. Before that, we went to the riverside. We roast only potatoes and apples, oranges, and we make a small fire or a fire oven with big stones. And then we just cook something simple like noodles with some wild vegetables that we collect around us. And life was really good then. I really loved that kind of life, more than the life I had in the ashrams, and more than now, because we didn't have any mental exertion, nothing, no work to do. The riverside life was the best life for me and the monks. And sometimes outside disciples help us to buy some yams and stuff like that, or some noodles so we could cook. And that was a very good life. That's why we did it a few times, and even after that, I did it myself also. I went out with just a couple of residents and made that kind of life again on the riverside in the wilderness, and just took whatever I could take just for some period of time, And then we had to go back home because of appointments, work, visa, and whatever. But that kind of life is the life that I really enjoy very much. But I don't have that much luck anymore. I just have to work a lot nowadays, more than before. But I don't mind. I'm also happy. I'm not sad, miserable, or anything like that. It's just working too much sometimes. But I still can continue, and I hope all of you, the in-house workers and remote workers, continue to support this God-ordered mission to help more souls to be liberated and away from hell. Please help me continue, okay? God knows you're working, and your reward will be great. You will go to higher heaven, but you just have to meditate, okay? To recharge, to replenish your energy so you can continue to work in a healthy state of mind and body. Actually, I want to tell you a more important thing than the jewelry, and I just keep going on and I forgot. I just tell you what I remember, no matter if it's in order or not. Now, this is important. From now until our world is truly at peace, you have to always prepare some food to be ready in your house, even if nothing happens in your city or in your town, because maybe that city, that town has more merit than other cities. But many cities, many villages, many towns will be destroyed. Mostly could be completely also. You can look on the internet and see, okay? Every time I look, I just feel exhausted from pain. I truly don't want to look into the world news, but sometimes I have to.
Etc.
So, you take care of yourself. I mean, for my so-called disciples, you will have no problem. Unless it's your time to go, then be happy to go. Yeah, there's nothing much in this world that should keep you here. Yeah, because you already know heavens. Even people sometimes have a near-death experience. They die only for some minutes or some hours, then they never want to come back to this world. Why would we, the ones who already know so clearly our heaven and hell and the bliss in paradise, why would we even want to come back or stay here long? I myself don't want to stay here long, but I have to. But I don't want to stay forever, yeah? I want to tell you that. Okay? Well, if I have to come back to work again, at least I need a long, long vacation in my own home. Timbuktu's new realm. Okay? Yeah. Now, we have to have food. For disciples, maybe you don't need to worry about it, but you never know. Maybe your level is still too low and it can affect you in some way. So even if your town, your home, your city, I'm talking to the general public now, it looks safe and sound and you have everything, but you never know. Things can be taken overnight. Just overnight, you will have nothing. Your town will be no more, and you will also be somewhere else. Could be even in hell. If you have heavy karma, if in your past life and this lifetime you didn't do anything good, you didn't practice any meditation, haven't become vegan, or even did bad deeds, then you can expect that hell is waiting for you. But okay, meanwhile, of course you don't know who you are or what you've done, so you prepare for yourself and your family. Always have some dry food, simple food in your pantry for 2 weeks. Buy some wholesale and big so that it's cheaper. And then also, if possible, plant your own food, your own vegetables. Plant something that you can eat and survive on. Any vegetable. Simple, even on the balcony, hanging outside the balcony, inside the balcony, hanging on the ceiling of the balcony, hanging on the step ladder, or inside the house, hanging or putting some on your staircase or in your garage, or hanging on the walls of your garden, or on the fence of your yard, or balcony, inside your small room, in your garage, in the attic, anywhere that you can use. Make clean and safe. Plant vegetables. Plant things that you can eat. Plant simple, even tomatoes, beans, salads, sometimes the microgreens, like those sprouts, that you sprout from green beans, some sunflower seeds, some quinoa seeds. There are all kinds of things you can plant in a room. If it doesn't have a window, then you put an artificial neon lamp or some lamp that's suitable for your vegetables. Make sure you have food. Plant your own vegetables. And even if you plant a lot, your neighbor can profit. You can also sell it. Many things you can plant in pots, even potatoes, sweet potatoes or normal potatoes, you can plant it in a pot. Learn how to plant it on the internet. There are so many sites that talk about that. I myself, I feel so enthusiastic. I wish I could plant all this. I don't have time, my God. And planting vegetables is not difficult. If you have pots, you can put them on the balcony, hang some outside the balcony, hang some inside the balcony, so you maximize your space. Put a step ladder and you hang your pot on the steps. And some you can put inside on your staircase or in the attic, in the garage. Some on the kitchen sills, window sill, you can plant. Anyway, if you can, please plant some. Continue planting those easy ones. Every vegetable, even a tomato, has thousands of goodness in it. And it's very easy to plant. Just learn from the internet. They show you, in minute details. Bless them. Wonderful people. They just plant it on the balcony, outside the terrace, or hang it in their small garden, hang on the poles, and plant some in the pots. They maximize their place. You can learn from them, all of them, any of them. Of course, you can't plant big trees in such a small area, but you plant small ones. Even with small ones like orange trees, you can plant smaller orange trees. You have to trim them. I wouldn't want to do that myself because that hurts the trees. I don't like it. But for you people in the general public, you have to survive. Then at least be vegan, vegetable vegan. Always be ready for any emergency. Nowadays, you never know. The people who perished or their houses were damaged, ruined, gone, flattened, their cars ran away with the flood. They did not know that these things would happen to them in the daytime, for example, and at night, all gone. You don't even have a roof to stay on top of to avoid the flood. You can't even call emergency quick enough. Your phone doesn't work anymore. So be prepared. I really did not want to tell you all this, but it happened already, and you knew already. So I just tell you, and it's up to you to prepare or not. But at least I told you, and I feel like I've done my duty to help whomever I can, whoever listens to me. You don't have to believe in me. Just be prepared. You don't have to follow me, be my follower, faithful, nothing. I never take anything from anybody. Not one penny. So don't worry about it. You don't have to believe in me, follow me, nothing, don't pay me, nothing. Just be prepared. Because this period is a period of testing, of cleansing, of punishing intensely. No one can help you. Just prepare yourself for emergency, for your children, your family, and for your own survival. If you have land, cultivate right now. Don't let it be neglected and wild and for nothing. You can plant vegetables in pots. One guy, he just filled the pot with the suitable earth and he put some potatoes in it and then left it outside. He doesn't even water it, and he just relies on the rain and the dew. The rain comes sometimes, or in season, whatever. He just leaves them there, and he did harvest a lot of potatoes, some big and some small. But he did harvest a lot, each of them. He poured out the earth from the pot and then lay there the whole lot of potatoes. And he never done anything more than just put the potatoes in the earth in his pot and wait until the time comes to harvest. That's it. So you can try that as well. Try many plants, many vegetables, many affordable, smaller fruit plants. And you can try that potato stuff. Anything you can plant in a pot. Even trees, but not a giant tree, of course, but small trees. Like you can plant a smaller type of mangoes in a pot. Then they don't grow very big, but they can give you fruits already at the smaller size. Also bananas, or plant something that has quicker results and less work or no work at all, like the potatoes. Man did try that, and I saw it in a video myself a long, long time ago. All this really whet my appetite to plant, but I don't think I can do it. Even if I plant my own vegetables, I don't think I can cut them and eat them and feel good about it, because I see it's life, it's alive, you know. So I don't think I can plant nowadays and even eat from my own vegetables. But you can do it. You have to prepare yourself. Plant those no-pain vegetables, fruit, if you don't feel like hurting other plants. Just do anything to keep yourself in a survival state. And gardening, even in the pot or on the balcony, is really very, very, very good for you. That's actually what God wanted us to do in the beginning. In the Bible, it says that you have to live by the sweat of your brow, meaning plant your own vegetables, your own fruit, your own food. That's why, according to research, farmers' marriages are the most stable and happy marriages, I guess, because they plant things together and they see things grow together and they eat their own healthy food, wholesome food. Eating your own planted vegetables is like recycling your own blessing, your own energy as well. So it's good for you. Now that is most of the things that I wanted to tell you at the moment. That should be enough for now. And all the in-house do not have to stay up so late or up early or non-stop because of flying news. You just have to keep yourself healthy in a regular type of timing for working and resting every day so that it will last long. Most of us are older now. Take care of yourself, okay? The way I told you already before, how daily, but also because of work, you have to do it in a gentle way, benevolent way for yourself also. I told you that before quietly, but I tell you all now, so the remote workers will also see it. But I do appreciate so much your sacrifice of your precious time and your dedication to this mission. May God shield you, heaven bless you, and may your life be well according to God's commandments. May you turn vegan quickly, easily. May you keep peace within yourself and outside yourself. May the world has all God's protection and blessing to keep peace and happiness and prosperity for all people. By His will. Amen.